Hi, welcome here. This 12:22. We are coming down from the beautiful solstice yesterday with the full moon. Hopefully you got out to see it. And you're in the Pacific Northwest. The ring was so beautiful. Maybe it'll be out again tonight.
Yeah, rainbow around the moon.
My name is Katsura Balanza.
And my name is Stefana Wild.
And so honored to be here with you once more. And usually these come out on Friday, but there's been so much ceremony and activity around this solstice that just needed to take time to be present with that. And now I'm joyed to be able to share with my wild sister our reflections and a little bit of what has come through. And so with the solstice and the full moon, we are at the darkest day. We had the darkest day yesterday, and now the days are starting to get lighter again. And so with that darkest day, like the feminine, the darkness, and we have the sun not as prevalent. It's a beautiful analogy that Safana actually came to, was the feminine holding the masculine in that darkness. And so really want to speak today to the connection between the feminine and the masculine, and the beautiful opportunities to really heal those wounds. And would love to share some of that reflections. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I would like to add that the symbol that really comes to my mind is the yin and yang symbol. And so you have the dark on one side and the light on the other, and within each is contained the other. And so within the darkness, there is a spot of the light, and within the light, there is a spot of the darkness. And right now, during this winter solstice, it's like we're deep in that dark, that, we just came through that darkness where we had the darkest night of the year, and yet still within it, there was that light, the light from the sun, the masculine light that keeps us balanced. We are meant to have both inside of us so that we never fall too far one side or the other. And then with the full moon as well, reflecting the light of the sun, we were really charged in the masculine and feminine dance with each other.
And one experience I've recently had, as far as feeling this, not the reverence and respect for the divine masculine that I would like to have, and even anger towards the masculine. And I really noticed it the other day when I was at a metaphysical shop picking out crystals, and I picked one up with my right hand, and I was like, I can't trust it. It was my right hand. It's the masculine. And I was really recognizing, like, okay, it's not only the masculine outside, but really the masculine inside as well. And where is there room to trust that masculine inside of myself, to bring forgiveness to where the masculine has not been as in integrity as can be. And so then the other day when I was doing some work, cleaning some toys at the swimming pool that I work at, I was using my right hand, and I was using a glove, but water kept getting in there, which had some Clorox in it, and that's, just icky. You don't want that on your skin. And I was thanking the masculine. Thank you, masculine, for protecting my left hand, my feminine nature. And so this has been, with the solstice, it's been really an opportunity to give gratitude to the masculine, see the beauty that the masculine has to offer, see the beauty that the feminine has to offer, and that beauty when they come together. And the magic that's created there, and how we can create more love through the masculine and the feminine coming together.
Yeah, do you want to maybe share a little bit with everyone just a few of the positive traits of each? I think that was a nice thing that we did in ceremony earlier today.
Yes. Yeah, I would love to. So maybe we can do a couple.
Yeah, we can kind of go back and forth.
Awesome. Okay. So the masculine, I am feeling called to start with the masculine. The masculine is strong, is protecting, and I really appreciate that about the masculine. Thank you.
Yes, and the masculine, it's about action, about getting things done, and also that leadership that comes with that forward moving energy, the leadership that's within a divine state that feels safe to trust.
Yes. And then just penetration has been coming to mind a lot, and how, and this came, I was thinking when I was chopping wood, like just that determination to work through this piece of wood and keep going, and just that determination that the masculine has to work through, to penetrate through those challenges and keep going.
And to just remember too that when we say the masculine, of course there are those of us that identify as masculine or feminine, but that we each, just like the yin and the yang, have the other within us. And so we as the feminine can also have those masculine traits and be leaders and be strong and all of everything that we said. Yeah.
Beautiful. And so the feminine, the feminine, the nurturing, the softness,
the receptivity, the ability to sit with the darkness, the emotions of sadness and pain, to be able to be there with that.
Yeah. And how odd, nothing's coming to mind right now when we spoke to so many. I'm really just feeling the warmth of being held by that feminine energy, and how beautiful that feels. And that nurturing state is really present with me right now in this moment.
Well, maybe we can speak a little bit about the wounding of the masculine and the feminine.
Yeah. The biggest one there for me comes with the overgiving that the feminine can do. The just giving and giving to the point where it feels empty, because just continues to take care of family, friends, and just give.
Yeah, and for me, the biggest one that comes up is the struggle of feeling disempowered by the masculine, violated by the masculine, whether it's from sexual violation or from a violation of our own power being pushed down, our own magic being tried to be controlled by the masculine. There's a lot of pain and wounding there.
And the masculine, I feel like I want to let you speak to castration.
Yeah. Okay, so we were talking the other day about sexual violence and, where that could potentially come from. Like, why would somebody want to do that? And just recognizing that it's been a societal, just accepted thing that brand new baby boys have their sexual organs cut, like, open, and just to recognize what a wounding like that can do on a subconscious psychological level. The cycle of pain and abuse is that if we've been hurt in a certain way, we often subconsciously turn into the one that hurts others in that way. So, and of course, no guilt or shame for those that have made that decision for their children, because it's just such a deeply traditional, religious, accepted thing, wanting son to look like father, but maybe taking some time to think about that and what that might do.
And so with that, I have noticed also with what has been coming up regarding rape and how that wounding is present. And I also recognize that with the Me Too movement and just so much openness and sharing, that it's also created a hesitancy from men to really be able to step into manhood and that divine masculine, because now an intimidation to not want to cross boundaries.
Yeah.
And so I recognize that as a wounding as well, and room where we can bring healing.
And also to add on to that some of that feeling of being sort of emotionally castrated in a way for men and being timid, some of it has come from them recognizing the wounded feminine and not wanting to be that type of masculine, but also recognizing that we as women, oftentimes in this period of feminism, with the anger that we've held over so many generations of feeling violated and oppressed, that then we as mothers have oftentimes raised boys to like we've taken our anger out on them, and also just in the same realm of parenting, both from masculine and feminine, recognizing that we sort of oftentimes subconsciously raise boys to be tough and to not feel their emotions and not to connect with their divine feminine, and it's not okay to cry and things like that. So wanting to shift that, we're now maybe going to talk about the healing and how we can heal.
And one of the biggest things coming to me is boundaries, for as a woman, as a man as well, but I really want to speak to the feminine side here, and really as a woman, knowing your boundaries, and that takes time and dedication to the self and self-work. And when you know those boundaries, really stay strong to those boundaries. Really speak a no. If it's a maybe, if it's an unsure, it's a no. And really stay true to that, and vocalize and practice using the throat chakra and practice speaking it. I trust in our men. I trust in you boys, you men. I trust that you want to be there for us. And when we say no, that you will listen and honor that.
Yeah, and just recognizing that a lot of times when it feels like a boundary has been violated, that it's oftentimes also an allowing of that boundary to be violated, a giving away of one's power and one's energy, and also a sort of an archetype for feminine to be this selfless giver all the time, and that's what one should strive for. And rewriting that story, and instead of just giving and giving until your pot is empty, instead thinking about like what we talked about last week with the chalice and filling oneself up to the point that you overflow, because we are natural givers and natural nurturers, but if we give from a sense of emptiness and we run dry, that's not sustainable. So instead, recognizing that the way to give, it's not selfish to give to yourself, it's not selfish to take time to nurture yourself so that you can have this endless supply to be able to feed yourself and as well everyone that you feel inspired to gift to, and it won't be a taking away.
And receiving.
Yes.
Receiving. Yes. Really receiving. If someone asks to help, welcome it.
Yeah.
And
rather than say, oh no, I can handle it. Oh no, it's okay, you know.
And I do want to add to that. I know sometimes as a woman it's hard to receive, especially if it comes from the masculine, because we're not sure what might be attached to that. And so there, I feel like a part of the healing from the masculine side is to really like check inside and really know when offering assistance, where is it coming from, and really offering in a place of wanting to give for the sake of giving, without anything attached to it, and just give. And if you aren't in a place to give, then also men, know your boundaries, and it's okay to say no to a woman also.
Absolutely. And for the masculine, also that ability to know that it's okay to be vulnerable. It does not make you less powerful. It does not make you weak to be vulnerable. In fact, it takes incredible strength and bravery to be vulnerable and expose that. And it's such a beautiful thing to see in a man. Definitely want more of that.
I love seeing that. Wonderful. It looks like we will have more to share in upcoming conversations. Perhaps share more on renewal and really stepping into our empowered state as we continue our progress.
Yes, and while we'll speak more on it later, just to remember that the things that we're letting go of and releasing, the things that we've struggled with, are oftentimes the things that we are meant to overcome and will be our path that we step into, so that we can help others who are struggling as well to be able to move through, overcome, and find strength and empowerment rather than weakness.
Thank you for adding that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and lastly, I would just like to say that this is being the natural new year, meaning the days are just getting brighter from this point on. So rather than a date on a calendar, what is in line with nature, it's a beautiful time to be setting those intentions.
Yes. And I just want to remind everyone that you can find Safana and myself on Facebook. We'll have links to our websites down below. And if there's any way we can help facilitate your process, please do reach out. We love to bring ceremony and ritual to others and share in sacredness, sacred heart energy together.
Yes, and if you loved this video, please share it with your friends. Like it. It's definitely helpful to get this message out to as many hearts and minds as we can.
Thank you. May you walk with ease and grace on your divine path of purpose always and in all ways.
Absolutely. Namaste.
Namaste.
The bottom.
Thank you.